What is the best solution to laziness? It's obvious. To start working. All jokes aside, I have less cliché advice. The following I'm going to present is a theory of my own, and the experience of many others. The reason for your lack of motivation is that you are overstimulated in today's world. The hormone associated with happiness and motivation is called dopamine. But rather than referring it to as dopamine, let's just talk about it in terms of pleasure. The reason I don't like to refer to it as dopamine is because this system is much more complicated than previously thought. Let's play with imaginary numbers. Let's have a scale of 10. 10 gives the most pleasure, 1 the least. For example, to complete a homework assignment on a scale to 10 is a 4. Eating a normal healthy lunch is a 3 or 5. Eating a piece of chocolate is a 6. Gambling is somewhere between 5 and 9, depending on what's going on in the game. Having sex is an 8 or a 9. Masturbating to porn is a solid 10. Here, masturbating to porn gets a higher score because it's proven to send dopamine levels through the roof. Sex is more satisfying for your body and your soul, but on a hormonal level, porn is more disruptive. That's a fact, and that's where the problem starts to emerge. If you're constantly eating chocolate and watching porn, it's no wonder that completing a task doesn't give you much satisfaction. What's a score of 4 for a massive 10? The biggest problem is that your brain is becoming increasingly desensitized to pleasure. This means that after a while, even porn won't trigger that wonderful 10. This is very easy to test. Stop watching porn for 20, 30 days. See how much more you will enjoy it after that break. Or don't eat sweets for 2, 3 weeks. You will feel the difference. Well, it's not enough that you get less and less pleasure from the same activity. All this accumulation of stimulation reduces the pleasure you get from starting or finishing a task. If you're consistently accumulating pleasure scores of 8, 10s, and you're only getting about a 4 for homework, then no wonder you have no motivation. You're killing your own motivation. And it's worth pointing to gaming here as well, because it's a huge stimulation too. Games are made to constantly stimulate dopamine in your brain. They are deliberately designed to make you more and more addicted. Chests, gifts, killing sprees, top lists, they all give your brain a treat. That's why multiplayer games are more engaging. And with that, they also cause more problems. Another big danger of overstimulation is that we forget to enjoy the little pleasures in life. A walk in the sunshine, a jog is not nearly as much fun as gambling indoors in a dark room. And that's a problem. So the solution is this. Take a break from activities that overstimulate your brain. These are almost always things that are man-made and would not occur naturally. Gaming is man-made. Chocolate is man-made. And pornography didn't exist in a form where you could watch 15 different acts in 20 minutes. Not all of them are man-made, but drugs are clearly one of them. I'm going to need you to take all of these out for 2, 3 weeks. It's also a good experiment to find out what you depended on. Eat whole, natural foods. Avoid foods that are sweet, salty, and fatty at the same time. Good example is peanut butter. Stop gambling, stop masturbating to porn. Stop watching TV shows. Cut down on listening to music. Turn off social media for a while. You know what's too much. Instead, spend time outdoors. Meet people. Read. Be alone. Get to know yourself. Spend time with yourself. Meditate. Go to the gym. Exercise. If you want to have fun, socialize with friends. Meet new people. Do things that people did 30, 40 years ago. Trust me, you'll appreciate the little things in life way more. You won't be unhappier. Exactly the opposite. Even the morning sunshine will make you happy. All of this will help you to restore your brain to its original state. You'll notice that you'll have more motivation for your work, for the activities you have to do. It will also be a much greater pleasure to complete them. When you finish a task, you will almost feel the hormones having an effect in your brain. If your stage of life requires a lot of work, I recommend you stay this way for the time being. Good examples are if you are about to graduate or start a business. I have experienced the latter twice myself. It's no coincidence that the most successful people are the ones who retreat from the world. That doesn't mean you have to shut yourself off from the world completely. It means that instead of going out with your mates to drink and do drugs, just go out and have a normal, meaningful conversation. And don't worry. Of course, I'm not saying that you have to stay this way all through your life to be motivated, but I can say with absolute certainty that you have to be selective about what you stimulate your brain with. If you go for the activities that have changed you, the consequences will be the same. Once you have restored your brain, you have to decide how much pleasure you allow yourself. And believe me, less is more. You'll enjoy 6 hours of gaming a week much more than the 32 hours a week that you've been doing. So if you're not masturbating to porn, the sex will be more satisfying too. And if you're not binging on sweets and junk food, you'll learn to appreciate real flavors. You will also enjoy vegetables and fruits. You need to structure your life in a way so that you have balance. The modern world is working against you. Most companies are here to stimulate your brain. That's how they survive. Who would play a boring game? Who would drink unsweetened cola or soda? You're the one who needs to be smart. You have to draw the line. If you don't, you're going from one pleasure to the other. And remember one thing. People who live on the other side of the world in tribes are just as happy, or maybe even happier, than those who have the modern world satisfying their every need. It all depends on what you learn to enjoy. And if you get that right, laziness won't be a thing. You will feel inner motivation to work and do new things. The key for motivation is self-discipline and forming good habits. The best way to overcome a lack of motivation is to sit down to work. But if you can have self-discipline and motivation at the same time, why not have both? I like to work. I like to experience success. And for that, I'm happy to give up certain pleasures in life. The end result is for my benefit. And that's it for this video. If you liked it, hit like and subscribe. See you next time.